Imagine being invisible in a household, used as a tool for someone else's promise, forgotten by those who hold power, yet still seen by God. That is the story of Hagar. A life of service and struggle. Hagar is Sarah's Egyptian servant. She lives in the shadow of her mistress, part of the household, yet with little say in her own destiny. When Sarah cannot have children, she gives Hagar to Abraham to bear a child. Hagar becomes pregnant with Ishmael, a living solution to Sarah's impatience and the human attempt to solve what only God can do. But this solution brings tension. Once Hagar conceives, she begins to feel pride and independence. The balance of power shifts. Sarah's jealousy grows. Hagar flees into the wilderness, leaving behind the household she has always known. She runs, rejected, afraid, alone. God meets her in the desert. In the wilderness, Hagar encounters the God who sees. An angel calls to her from heaven, "Hagar, Sarai's servant, where have you come from, and where are you going?" Genesis 16 verse 8. It is remarkable. God asks questions. Not to punish, but to draw her into awareness of his care. He tells her to return, to submit, and promises something astonishing: her descendants will be too many to count. Her child, Ishmael, will become a great nation. For the woman cast aside and overlooked, God gives vision, purpose, and hope. The wilderness again. Years later, Hagar faces the wilderness again. Sarah asks Abraham to send Hagar and Ishmael away. Once more, she and her son are alone, with only God's promise as guidance. Water runs out. Desperation rises. Life seems impossible. And once again, God sees her. He hears the boy's cries. He opens her eyes to a well of water. He preserves their lives. Hagar learns something powerful: even in exile, in loneliness, in fear, God is present. She is not invisible to him. A life that speaks. Hagar's story is raw and emotional. She represents every overlooked person, every servant, every marginalized figure whose voice seems small. Her life reminds us, God sees the unseen. He hears the cries that others ignore. He values those whom society discards. Her son Ishmael grows, becoming the father of a great nation. God's promise works through her, even though she was not the one initially chosen to carry the covenant. Hagar's path is not perfect. It is messy, full of fear and displacement. But God's faithfulness turns suffering into purpose. What Hagar teaches us. Hagar teaches us several timeless truths. God sees the ignored and abandoned. Circumstances do not limit his care. Life may feel unfair, and promises delayed, but God's eyes are on you. Even those outside the main story of blessing have a role in God's plan. Her story reframes human value: we are never defined by the way others treat us, only by the one who sees our heart. Closing reflection. Hagar fled into the wilderness twice. Both times she felt hopeless. Both times she was alone. Yet God met her. He spoke to her. He guided her. He promised her a future. Her story is for anyone who feels overlooked, rejected, or insignificant. God sees you. He hears your cries. And he has a plan, even when the world ignores you. Hagar's life whispers an eternal truth: you are never invisible to the God who sees everything. Even in exile, mercy finds you. Even in loneliness, hope finds you. And even when the world turns away, God never does.